In the shadows of society, there's a reality few acknowledge. Older women, once professionals, mothers, grandmothers, now forced to sell their bodies to survive. This isn't about desire or deviance, but the harsh economics of aging without support. Across continents, Thailand, Nigeria, Russia, Brazil, the Philippines, poverty, ageism, and broken safety nets push women to the brink. These stories reveal how societies fail their older female citizens. Our goal, to foster understanding, not judgment, and to give voice to those rendered invisible. Join us as we explore these powerful survival stories. Thailand's beauty and hospitality are world-renowned, drawing millions of visitors each year. But beneath the surface, a harsher truth lingers for its aging women, one that is rarely seen by tourists. In cities like Pattaya and Bangkok, women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s often find themselves turning to sex work out of necessity, not choice. For many, the bustling nightlife is not a place of excitement, but a last resort for survival. Many of these women were once factory workers, mothers, or street vendors, people who contributed to their families and communities. But economic shifts, rising living costs, and the collapse of traditional family support systems have upended their lives, leaving them with few options. With meager pensions, little savings, and rampant ageism in the job market, their options vanish almost overnight. The safety net they once relied on has frayed, leaving them to fend for themselves. We met Maylee, 62, a former garment worker. My son has his own family now. I send money for my grandson's school. My body is all I have left to sell. Her story is echoed by countless others, each with their own sacrifices and silent pain. Tourism creates a demand for mature companionship, and some women become Mia Farang, temporary foreign wives, driven by economic need and the hope of stability, even if only for a short time. The emotional toll is immense. Shame, stigma, and the burden of living double lives weigh heavily. Many hide their work from family and neighbors, fearing judgment and isolation. Health risks and lack of access to care are constant threats. Many suffer in silence, unable to afford proper treatment, but immediate needs, food, rent, medicine, always outweigh long-term dangers. Sex work remains illegal, leaving these women vulnerable to exploitation, harassment, and abuse, with no legal protection or recourse. Fear of arrest is a constant shadow. Their resilience is born from necessity, not choice. Every day is a test of endurance, courage, and hope for something better. Thailand's older sex workers are survivors, not victims, navigating impossible decisions in a society that has left them behind. Their strength is quiet, but undeniable. Their stories force us to look beyond the postcard-perfect image of Thailand and confront the human cost of economic neglect, inequality, and social stigma. Behind the land of smiles, there are silent struggles and a desperate fight for dignity, a reality that deserves to be seen, heard, and understood. In Nigeria's bustling cities, where the energy of daily life masks deeper struggles, and in the quiet corners of rural villages, older women face a stark reality: poverty, widowhood, and social invisibility. Their stories are often hidden, their suffering overlooked by a society moving too quickly to notice. With little to no social safety net, losing a husband often means losing everything: home, income, and even a sense of belonging. For many, widowhood is not just a personal loss, but the beginning of a long struggle for survival. Age discrimination and the physical demands of informal work leave few options. Many elderly women are forced into menial labor, working long hours for meager pay, their bodies bearing the weight of years and hardship. Cultural norms tie a woman's value to her husband and children. Widows are often seen as burdens. The absence of a male provider can isolate them from their own families, leaving them emotionally and financially adrift. Ifeoma, 58, lost her husband and business to illness. She says, "My children can't help. I started begging, but the shame was too much. Now, I do what I must to survive." Her story echoes that of countless others, forced to choose between dignity and daily bread. In rural areas, widows may be stripped of property or accused of witchcraft, targeted by suspicion and tradition. These accusations can lead to violence, exile, or the loss of everything they once called their own. Forced from their homes, many make their way to the cities, where anonymity brings new risks. The city's promise of opportunity is often an illusion, replaced by loneliness and uncertainty. Sex work is clandestine, dangerous, and pays little, just enough for food. For some, it is the only option left, a desperate measure in a world with few choices. Violence, disease, and police harassment are constant threats. The fear of being caught or harmed shadows every night, making survival a daily gamble. Many are devoutly religious, torn between faith and survival. Their prayers are for strength, for hope, and for a future where they are seen and valued. Healthcare is inaccessible, and the fear of HIV is overshadowed by hunger. Illness is a constant threat, but for many, food comes before medicine. Nigeria venerates elders in name, but abandons them in practice. The respect spoken of in tradition rarely translates into real support or protection. The breakdown of extended families and lack of state support leave these women with impossible choices. They must navigate a world that has little space for their needs or their voices. Ifeoma's story is one of quiet desperation, a grandmother's love twisted by poverty. She clings to hope for her grandchildren, even as her own future grows more uncertain. Their plight indicts a society where the most vulnerable pay the highest price for survival. Until their voices are heard and their needs addressed, the cycle of hardship will continue, unseen but deeply felt. After the Soviet Union's collapse, Russian women who once expected security found themselves adrift. Economic shock, layoffs, and rampant age discrimination left many over 45 unemployable. Pensions, eroded by inflation, barely cover basic needs. Svetlana, 59, a former accountant. I had a respected job. Now, my pension is a joke. I tried cleaning, but they wanted young girls. I feel like a ghost of my former self. Many work discreetly from their apartments, isolated and vulnerable to violence. The emotional toll is severe: shame, depression, and a loss of identity for women raised with Soviet-era pride. Alcoholism often intersects, fueling a cycle of despair. The legal gray zone offers no protection. Corrupt officials exploit their vulnerability. Russia's demographic reality, many single, older women, means more are left to fend for themselves. Traditional family safety nets have frayed under economic strain. Svetlana's story is a broken promise, a generation abandoned by shifting systems. Their survival is a testament to resilience forged in economic despair. Behind political headlines, these women's lives are irrevocably altered by forces beyond their control. Brazil's vibrant image hides deep inequality, especially for older women forced into sex work. Economic necessity is the main driver. Decades of informal labor leave many without pensions or savings. Age and gender discrimination make finding legitimate work nearly impossible. Maria, 63, from a Rio favela. I cleaned rich people's houses my whole life but never had rights. Now my back is bad, my grandchildren need to eat. At night I go to Copacabana, I feel shame, but more hunger. Tourism creates a market for older sex workers, sometimes marketed as authentic experiences. Legal ambiguity leaves them vulnerable to violence, gangs, and corrupt police. Social stigma is immense. Many hide their work from family, living double lives. Health risks are high. Access to care is limited, and desperation can override safety. Grandmothers often become primary caregivers, sacrificing dignity for their family's survival. Maria's story reflects Brazil's paradox, a life of service ending in poverty. These women are not there because of liberal attitudes, but because the system has failed them. Their choices are dictated by survival, not desire. In the Philippines, family is everything, but poverty can break even the strongest bonds. The sense of responsibility to loved ones runs deep, shaping every decision, every sacrifice. For many, the weight of expectation is as heavy as the weight of need. Older women, driven by economic necessity and a deep sense of duty, turn to sex work to support their families. It's a choice made not out of desire, but out of desperation, when all other doors have closed. With limited social security and few job opportunities, crises like illness or tuition fees push them to desperate measures. Every emergency, medical, educational, or otherwise, becomes a test of how far a mother or grandmother will go to protect her family. In tourist areas, a market exists for companionship at any age. The nightlife thrives on stories untold, and older women find themselves part of an industry that rarely acknowledges their struggles. For many, it's not a choice, but a sacrifice for their family's survival. The love for their children and grandchildren outweighs the pain of judgment and secrecy. Teresita, 61, once a seamstress. My daughter is a single mother. My grandson needs medicine. I tried everything, selling food, sewing, cleaning houses, but it was never enough. They think I work as a cleaner. I keep up the story to protect them from the truth, to shield them from the shame I carry. It's better, they don't know the truth. The silence is both a burden and a shield, a way to keep the family's dignity intact. The conflict between cultural ideals of motherhood and the reality of sex work creates deep shame and anxiety. Many women pray for forgiveness, torn between faith and survival. Health and safety risks are high, with little power to negotiate safe practices. Every night brings new dangers, and the fear of violence or illness is constant. Some hope for a permanent relationship with a foreigner, but this is rare and risky. Dreams of rescue often end in disappointment or exploitation. Ageism in the job market leaves older women with no alternatives. Even with years of experience, they are turned away, invisible to employers. The legal system offers no protection. Stigma and exploitation are rampant. Reporting abuse is dangerous, and justice is rarely served. Teresita's story is heartbreakingly common. A grandmother's love, expressed through sacrifice. Her tears are for the life she wished she could give her family. These women are silent pillars, holding up families at great personal cost. Their strength is rarely seen, but their sacrifices shape the future of generations to come. Across the globe, we've heard stories of older women, grandmothers, former professionals, forced into sex work by poverty, ageism, and lack of support. These are not stories of choice, but of survival. The common thread, a global failure to protect the vulnerable. Their stories demand compassion, not judgment. Support organizations that empower women. Job training, healthcare, legal aid can offer hope. By raising awareness, we can help ensure no grandmother must choose between dignity and survival. Thank you for watching. Let's continue this conversation with empathy,